My name is Flashlearners, and I'm a teacher from the future. When I was much younger, I saw thousands and thousands of people fail Jamb and unable to gain admission. This made me travel in time. Now I am back with the Flashlearners Jamb app and a series on YouTube tagged 120 Days to Jamb. My mission is to help you blast Jamb and as well get justice for everyone who Jamb has served breakfast. This is episode number 35 of the 120 Days to Jamb Mathematics with Flashlearners. In this episode, we shall be saying bye-bye to polynomials. Is it bye for now or bye-bye? One of them. Now look at this. We are given the question which says, if b minus 1 and b plus 1 are factors of these polynomials, b raised to the power of 3 plus sb squared plus yb plus 6. So if b is equals to, if b minus 1 and b plus 1 are factors of these polynomials, then the values of s and y respectively are dash. Now think of something or remember something. We are told that b minus 1 and b plus 1 are factors of these polynomials. If b minus 1 and b plus 1 are factors of this polynomial, it means that if you substitute the value of b in this polynomial, you will get 0. For b minus 1, equating the divisor of the factor to 0, b minus 1 is equals 0. So b is equals 1. For this guy, b plus 1 is equals 0. It means b is equals minus 1. Therefore, if you put b equals 1 in this polynomial, you will get 0 because this guy is a factor. And if you put b minus 1 into this polynomial, the answer will give you 0 because b minus 1 is also a factor. So, what do? Let's try the first one. You simply say function of 1. So function of 1 means put b to be 1 or leave grammar. Anywhere you see b, put 1. If you do that, you have 1 raised to the power of 3 plus s times b squared plus yb plus 6. It says if this guy is a factor, if you substitute it into the polynomial, you will get 0. This will give you 0. Let's call here equation 1. Also, if you put b minus 1 into the polynomial, you will get 0 because b plus 1 is also a factor. B raised to the power of 3 minus 1 raised to the power of 3 plus s b squared minus 1 squared plus y b minus 1 plus 6 is also equals 0. So this is equation 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten our 2 equations. Let's simplify the polynomial. 1 raised to the power of 3 is 1. Or we can say from equation 1, 1 raised to the power of 3 is 1 plus 1 raised to the power of 2 is 1 times s is s plus s plus y times 1 is y plus 6 is equals 0. 1 plus 6 is 7. So s plus y plus 7 is equals 0. Putting this in form of simultaneous equation, s plus y is equals minus 7. So let's call this equation 3. This is from equation 1. Now, from equation 2, minus 1 raised to the power of 3 is minus 1 plus minus 1 squared is 1. 1 times plus s is s, so plus s. Y times minus 1 is minus y, so minus y plus 6 is equals 0. Minus 1 plus 6, that is 5. So s minus y plus 5 is equals 0. S minus y is equals minus 5. Let's go this equation 4. You can see that from equation 3, equation 4, we've arrived at simultaneous equation. Should I solve this simultaneous equation, or I should assume that I've already taught you? Okay, let me solve it. I'm solving s plus y is equals minus 7. S minus y is equals minus 5. You can choose to do subject formula from any of the equations. Okay, for me, let me make s subject formula in equation 4. This is equation 4 and this is equation 3. If I make s subject formula here, I will have s is equals minus 5 plus y. Let's go this equation 5 and put this value of s in equation 3 to have, instead of s, minus 5 plus y is equals minus 7. Minus 5 plus y is equals minus 7. Y plus y is 2y. So 2y is equals minus 7 plus 5. Minus 7 plus 5, that is minus 2. So 2y is equals minus 2. Y is equals minus 1. If y is minus 1, putting the value here, s becomes minus 5 minus 1. That is minus 6. Our answers are minus 1 and minus 6. That is option D. So option D is the correct option. 3s cubed plus 4s squared plus s minus 8. What is the function of minus 2? Function of minus 2 means anywhere you see s, put minus 2. If you do that, substitution will give you minus 18. Minus 18 is the correct option. And the next one says, if function of s is equals 3s squared minus 7s plus 9, find function of s plus 1. Function of s plus 1 means anywhere you see s, put s plus 1. That gives you 3 bracket s plus 1 squared minus 7 bracket s plus 1 plus 9. Instead of s, just put s plus 1. When you solve, you get 3s squared minus s plus 5. Solve and confirm the answer. And this is under quadratic function. It says alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic expression rather, 2s squared plus 5s plus 3. So alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic expression. Find the value of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. This is the same thing as saying the LCM is alpha beta. Alpha beta divided by alpha times 1, that is beta, plus alpha beta divided by beta times 1, this will give you alpha. So this is something as saying find alpha plus beta over alpha beta. Now look at it. If you are given quadratic expression or a quadratic equation or whatever, alpha plus beta is always minus b over a. Alpha plus beta is always minus b over a. So alpha plus beta is minus b over a, and alpha beta is always c over a. That is the rule for quadratic function. If this is how quadratic function works, from here you agree with me that a is equals 2, b is equals 5, and c is equals 3. So alpha plus beta will therefore be minus b minus 5 over a over 2. Alpha beta will therefore be c over a, 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Here we have alpha plus beta, here we have alpha beta. Remember, alpha plus beta is the same thing as beta plus alpha. This is simply minus 5 over 2 over 3 over 2. This is the same thing as minus 5 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. And that will give you minus 5 over 3 if I am correct. So option C is the correct option. And the next question says, when a polynomial is divided by 2s minus 3, the quotient is s squared minus s plus 2, and the remainder is minus 1. Find function of s. Function of s is the polynomial. Remember, under the division of polynomial, I told you that a time will come where you will not be given the dividend. You will be asked to look for it. And I said that polynomial is equals the quotient times divisor plus remainder. I don't know whether you remember. Wow, don't leave me. Divided by 2s minus 3 means 2s minus 3 is the divisor. And the quotient is, they clearly told us the quotient, s squared minus s plus 2. Divisor is 2s minus 3. 2s minus 3. And the remainder is minus 1 plus minus 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is basically your answer. We have to multiply these guys, taking us back to multiplication of polynomials. We distribute this smaller one over here. If you are distributing 2s minus 3 over s squared minus s plus 2, we pick the first one, 2s, distribute it over s squared minus s plus 2. Then the second one, minus 3, we also distribute it over s squared minus s plus 2. So this is minus 1 plus minus 1 plus minus is minus. Here we give you 2s raised to the power of 3 minus 2s squared plus 4s minus 3s squared minus plus 3s minus 6. That is it. So 2s raised to the power of 3 minus 2s squared minus 3s squared, that is minus 5s squared, plus 4s plus 3s, that is plus 7s minus 6. If I did not solve rubbish, our answer should be 2s raised to the power of 3 minus 5s squared plus 7s minus 7. Remember, this one is here. There is minus 1 here, minus 1. Minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7. So don't be like me who almost made a mistake. Option B is correct. We are asked to factorize this polynomial. To factorize this polynomial, I think the easiest thing to do is to bring together the ones with s and bring together the ones with y. That would be as plus bs minus by minus ay. Here and here, here and here. Just like we did in quadratic polynomial. If you are factorizing this, here they have s in common. So s, a plus b will be out of it. As divided by s is a, plus bs divided by s is b. Here they have minus y in common to remain b plus a. A plus b is the same thing as b plus a. So this is s, a plus b minus y, a plus b. This and this are the same. We pick one, a plus b. Then outside the bracket we have s minus y. A plus b, s minus y. That is the factorized polynomial as seen in option D. Here it says, which of the following equations is represented or represents the graph above? Anytime you are given a quadratic graph or a polynomial graph, just look for s, where the line cuts s. Looking at this graph, you will see that the line cuts s at minus 2, at s equals minus 2, and also at s equals 1 over 4. At s is equals 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4. These are the two areas the line cuts the graph. So for this is a quadratic polynomial because we have two values of s equals minus 2 or s is equals minus 4. And where the line cuts s are the roots of the polynomial. So what does that tell you? This and this are the roots of polynomials. To find the polynomial, we simply say, since they have two roots, this is a quadratic polynomial. S squared minus sum of roots minus 2 plus 1 over 4 s plus product of roots minus 2 times 1 over 4 is equals 0. Doing that, you have y is equals 2 minus 7s minus 4s squared. If you multiply everything here by 4, you will have 4s squared plus 7s minus 2 is equals 0. Now look at this question. Exactly what I have been waiting for. See, you have s raised to the power of 3 minus 5s squared minus s plus 5 is equals 0. They said solve for s. Solving for s is the same thing as saying find the roots. It is the same thing as saying find the zeros. It is the same thing as saying factorize completely. It is the same thing as saying find the solving for a cubic equation. Remember, for quadratic equation, you solve, you get two roots. Now you are solving cubic equation, raised to the power of 3 equation. So there are many ways questions can come under this. Sometimes they will give you one of the roots and they will say find the other roots. We are using one stone to kill so many birds. Please make sure you understand what we are about to do. If you have something like this, this is a function of s. A function of s is equal to this guy, and you are asked to factorize or to find the roots or to find for s. We know that we are definitely getting 3 values of s. The first thing you do is, and like I told you and like I promised you, substitute 1 for s and see if you get 0. If you substitute 1 for s and you don't get 0, try 2. If you try 2 and you don't get 0, try 3. In fact, between 1 and 3, you should be able to get your first factor. So let's say s is equals 1. Is s equals 1 a factor? Let us find out. Anywhere you see s, put 1. So 1 is power of 3 minus 5. 1 squared minus 1 plus 5 is equals 0. 1 minus 5 minus 1 plus 5 is equals 0. 1 minus 5 is minus 4. Minus 4 plus minus 4 minus 1 minus 5. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0. 0. So we substituted s equals 1 to be 0, which means putting s equals 1 in the polynomial, we got 0. S equals 1 is a factor. If s is equals 1, if s equals 1 is a factor, it means that the first factor is bring the 1 to this other side to give you s minus 1 equals 0. So s minus 1 is a factor. Now that we know that s minus 1 is a factor, we have to look for the other 2 factors. How do we do that? Long division. Like this. S minus 1, s raised to the power of 3 minus 5, s squared minus s plus 5. I think by now, you should be able to understand the meaning of factor better. This is it. Now what if they give us this and they say this is a factor and they say find the remainder? You see that we are able to say s equals 1 and we substitute into the polynomial to get the remainder. From here, the first guy, s raised to the power of 3 divided by s, that is s squared. Using this guy to multiply here, you have s raised to the power of 3 minus s squared. Subtracting, you have plus 5 minus s and minus 5 squared minus s squared. That is minus 5 squared plus s squared. And that will give you minus 4s squared. S raised to the power of 3 minus s raised to the power of 3 is 0. So we have this. We proceed with the division. We pick the first one I will pick the first one. Minus 4s squared over s. That will give you minus 4s. So here is minus 4s. Minus 4s times s. That will give you minus 4s squared. Minus 4s times minus 1. That is plus 4s. Plus 4s. So, subtracting, you have plus 5 minus s minus plus 4s. That is minus 5s. Minus 4s squared minus s 4s squared. That is 0. So we are left with minus 5s plus 5. They are in the same degree. The remainder must be in a lower degree than your divisor. We still pick this first guy and this first guy. Minus 5s divided by s. That is minus 5. So minus 5. Anytime you get a constant here, you know that you've arrived. Minus 5 times s is minus 5s. Minus 5 times minus 1, that is plus 5. Plus 5. When you subtract, 5 minus 5 is 0. Minus 5s minus 5s is 0. So the remainder is 0. Since the remainder is 0, this is a factor of the polynomial. And look at this. This is a quadratic polynomial. We need to solve this quadratic equation to get the other two. This quadratic equation, you get s is equals minus 1 or s is equals 5. If s is equals minus 1, it means s minus 1 goes to meet s plus 1 is another factor. If s is equals minus 5, it means s minus 5 is a factor. Therefore, the three factors are s minus 1, s plus 1, and s minus 5. These are the three factors. And if you are looking for the particular value of s, they will simply be s is equals 1, s is equals minus 1, and s is equals 5. That is option B being the correct option. I promised to solve this change of subject formula question. To complete it, remember? If you don't remember, then you learn to forget. Don't learn to forget. Here we are making a subject formula. But before we look at this question, let's see this one. The graph above is represented by dash. You are given a polynomial graph. From the graph, you see that the line cuts the x-axis at minus 2, at minus 1, and at plus 1. These are the values of s. Anytime you have three values of s, or three alpha, or three answers, you obviously know that it is no longer a quadratic polynomial. This is a cubic polynomial. That is why you see it cuts across it in three places. And when you see raised to the power of 3, you obviously know that we are dealing with cubic polynomials. And for cubic polynomials, we have s minus alpha, s minus beta, s minus gamma equals 0. In this case, we take this to be alpha, we take this to be beta, and we take this to be gamma. To have something like s minus 2, that is s plus 2, s minus 1, that is s plus 1, then s minus plus 1. This is equals 0. If you solve this like the way I taught you, you are going to get y is equals s raised to the power of 3 plus 2s squared minus s minus 2. This will be your answer. If you got a contrary answer, please let me know. And here, we are making a subject. Cross multiplying w times 1 minus cn is equals v2 plus cn. There is n here, there is n here, which means there is a need to open up the bracket for a possibility of bringing the two n together or closer. W times 1 is W minus W times Cn. That is WCn is equals V times 2, 2V plus V times Cn, VCn. Collecting like terms, W minus 2V is equals VCn plus WCn. W minus 2V is equals, there is n here, Let's be 1 to have n. VC minus WC. VC minus WC. So, dividing both sides by VC minus WC, VC minus WC, you have n equals W minus 2V over VC minus WC. If you factorize C, we will get n equals W minus 2V over C V minus W, which is equals 1 over C W minus 2V over V minus W. So this is the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, it helps me to say that we've come to the end of polynomials. Get your Flashlearners Jamb app, begin to play with questions. Any question you have problem with, screenshot and send to me. I will attend to you so long the questions are from the Flashlearners Jamb application. See you in the next episode where we shall be introducing, is it variation? Yeah, let's see what the next episode holds.